talked about, because here we go. On the left-hand side, we have the members of ReGen Nebula. We got Murda on the Varian, Kumara on the Tyrande, Tashib's on the Greymane, Yotaro on the Blaze, and Stixa on the Li Ming. Over on the right-hand side, we are looking at 6thSense. We've got Porthos on the ETC, Soup Kitchen on the Brightwing, Fonts on the Vala, Bristle Claw on the Leoric, and Zorcist, I believe is how you say, or Exorcist. It might just be Exorcist and shortened on the Jaina. Speaking of Jaina, we have a level 1 questing talent, or a baseline questing talent, and we have 2 minutes on that prediction. Will Jaina finish her baseline stacks by end of game? She needs 12,000. Oh, Sentinel hits GG! Is Jaina back in the meta? I would say yeah. I think we're seeing a little bit more of the mage meta coming back. It's a little bit of comfort, I feel like, for some teams as well. I feel like some teams just like having that Jaina. She's just good damage, and it pairs well into what we've been seeing. Because if you look at the composition of 6thSense, you've got Moshpit ETC, Rain of Vengeance from Vala, you got Polymorph from Brightwing, Leoric with an Entomb. All of these things play extremely well into Jaina, because Jaina doesn't like anyone to... Jaina loves it when people stand still, much like Tychus. I mean, most heroes like it when people stand still, but Jaina gets so much value when people are locked into a spot, locked into place, or moving slowly, because she can then throw blizzards, which have the multiple waves. You've got the Cone of Cold, and you've got the Ice Lance. So, I'd say, like, from what I've been casting in the multiple different realms, yes, she is like back in the meta. Maybe more towards the low to mid tier. At high tier, I don't feel like we see her that much either. But either way, I think it also it has something to do with the composition being played too. And I think on this map, this is going to work well for the side of 6thSense. Jaina's an old favorite of mine. It'd be nice to see her be relevant. Oh, I agree. I'm right there with you. I think Jaina was one of my first heroes to level 10. Like, the first 3 heroes I know I got to level 10 were Tyrande, Raynor, and Jaina. I was awful at Tyrande. I was mildly good at Jaina, and I was okay at Raynor. But that was my first mastery skin in the game. One of my first mastery skins. I think my first mastery was Raynor or Jaina. I'm not actually 100% sure. Wish there was a way to be able to check. But I agree. I think some of the mages have fallen off. Jaina, Kael'thas, Gul'dan. I think they're all fantastic in the spot that they do sit. But it's just kind of like the play style that's evolved, and what our meta is looking like as of lately. As Tyrande will be scouting out this camp with the Sentinel, and with that, let's just siege in through bottom lane. ETC's the only one down here. Quite a few members have rotated to top from the side of 6thSense. Your first was Malfurion. I rocked the tree beard, but it was good. Oh, yeah. Your first master was Murky. Was it really? I specifically got the Vikings to level 10 through, like, some quick match and stuff like that, because I wanted their mastery skin, because I thought their mastery skin was so cool. And then they came out with the pajama skins, and I was like, heck, I want pajama skins. You know what, chat? Screw getting a new hero. Screw getting a balance update. Let's get a bunch of skins for those heroes that we need. Abathur skins, Lost Viking skins. Let's get that coveted Ragnaros spaghetti meatball skin. Oh, man, I'd love a spaghetti meatball skin for him. Because that way I'd have an excuse to just banter about food more often. Vala is going to be poking out with some Hungering Arrows. Jaina's got 1,000 in the department of her questing talent, as that's going to be a follow-up from the Jet Propulsion Ablaze with Tyrande's Lunar Flare. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and just have the player vision set up if we want to be able to check some of the vision for either side later on, as Murda's going to take a bit of damage, needs to back away on the Varian. He is a taunt Varian, maybe looking for a target to lock someone in place. ETC with a massive face melt does push Murda into one of the stuns, but he is fine. Tyrande with the Lunar Flare, as the Immortal will crash into the ground in favor for the side of ReGen 6thSense. Ragnaros does need some skin love. I agree. Butcher will get some skins for all. Butcher just got skins. And they're ugly. Alright, I'll say it. The Butcher skins, they're ugly. I don't like them. Not a fan of those ones. Oh, this just charge taunt into Lunar Flare from Tyrande is looking really, really good. Greymane could dive in with some decent damage, especially at level 10. When he if he goes into go for the throat. But even then, Cursed Bullet is a great way to take 35% of the current health pool off of a hero. Granted, at lower health, it kind of isn't that great, but at top health, I mean, you're chunking for 35% or so. Big taunt, big blow up, and that's Jaina going down. Your second Master is Uther back in the day when you had to hit like 10,000 buttons to play him effectively. Uther the carpal tunneler. Everyone called it piano Uther. We called it carpal tunnel. Oh man, well ReGen Nebula leads with a solid level over the side of 6thSense. And keep in mind, chat, this was a fort to go down in top lane through the first Immortal phase. That is not too common. Usually it's like fort front gate, maybe some damage onto the fort, but rarely it feels like we're seeing the entire fort go down. Well played from ReGen Nebula to start out this well played from ReGen Nebula starting out on map 1 in our third best of 3 of the day. Mine was Zagara first, then Tyrael because Gilly told me to do so. If Gilly told you to jump off a bridge, would you? It's like, well, I mean, is there like some like fun water to jump into below? Maybe. Is it like 5 feet? That's not that far of a jump. I wonder what Gilly's was. I wonder if it was like Brightwing or something like that. ETC power slides in. No mosh pit available. Taunt? That's way too aggressive from ETC and punished very well by the side of ReGen Nebula. She was volley, you think? Okay. As a first. Okay. By the way, I think she's been talking about wanting to like do some streams. Like slowly, but I don't know when, but I swear I've seen on Twitter her talking about wanting to do some streams again. Which if that's the case, I should make her come play Cho'Gall with me. That way she can have the Jules Scott experience. Which is, I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Please, I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. She'll hate you and then fire you? Yeah. And then how am I gonna feed my puppy? I'll have to go. I'd have to either stream more or find something. Anyways, 10's up on both sides in just a second. We do have that Curse Bullet for the Greymane, so no go for the throat. Shield Wall for the Varian. Tyrande with the Shadow Stock, Wave of Force for Li Ming, and Bunker from the Blaze. So pretty standard talents across the board. So then what I'll do is I'll make Dreadnought play with me, and then Gilly can defend me when he tries to fire me. Anyways, we have the ETC going in for a power slide. Mosh Pit is on a 10-second cooldown. It was interrupted by, I believe, a Wave of Force. I think it was a Wave of Force, actually, from Li Ming, but granted, it's not on cooldown, and it has a 30-second cooldown, so I must have misread the interruption. Maybe it was a taunt from Varian. That's a possibility. I'd have to go back and actually look at the moment. Alrighty, because that feels like that's the only... I guess there's a Jet Propulsion from Blaze that might have connected it a couple pixels early. Jaina going to take the safe rotation out of all of this, and the fort through bottom lane will fall. Belv slapping for quite a bit of damage right now. We can actually check that number while we have the fight breaking out. Over 1,200 damage. Mosh Pit from ETC does go out, but it's not connecting onto anyone. Guess who's back? AC/DC. They had a whole song about it, right? Oh, no, Eminem. Eminem. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Zoning Mosh. Yes, a Zoning Mosh. My personal 2 cents, if you ever miss a Mosh, you have to wait the full duration. You can't cancel Mosh early. You have to have a solo dance all by yourselves just to live the shame. Either way, Immortal takes down 30 or so % off the top or off the bottom lane keep, and the map is slowly being pushed in favor for the side of ReGen Nebula. They're doing a fantastic job in these team fights. 12-11 in levels and 4-0 in kills, as the map has just been controlled by our blue team. I actually want to see what the Sentinel vision is really quickly. We know that there are a few enemies floating around over there, but the case is not going to be had, or excuse me, the vision is not going to be had. I'm waiting to see if Vala and them show through the top lane. There was a split flash, yeah, into Leoric and stuff, and man, Yutaru gets the channel and the camp just in time and is able to back away. Backstreet's back? Yes, they are. How are the games going so far? The games have been fun. The games have been really fun so far. We've done a Nexus Division game, we did a Division B East game, and now we're in Division D East. So it's been a fun day of games thus far from NGS. We'll do another Twitch poll after this best of 3 to figure out where we go next, but we're still early into the series, and it could go to a game 3, could be a 2-0. Who knows? Well, maybe the people watching who played in the game might know, but either way, they're not going to spoil it for us. We're all going to have a good time and just hang out and enjoy some Heroes of Storm. Another objective phase will be spawning. It's going to be in the east-west positioning. The race Immortal is going to be shown on the right-hand side. So this right side will be Belith, and on the left side will be Ilarion. So meaning that the Immortals will be spawning in defensive positions. The Immortal on the left being Ilarion, the Immortal on the right being Belith. Well, I guess red on the right, blue on the left. There we go. It's simple enough. Shade, yes. What shade? Me? I'd never. I don't know what you're talking about. So while the waves are going to be cleared, 13s will be achieved by 6thSense. So it'll be even talent here fight as that's a double bird connecting onto a few enemies. So the vision is going to be available for a few seconds there. Does allow Murda to get into a position and also step forward. Bunch of pings are going to be coming out, and also Leoric is showing in bottom lane. And it seems like it's the green light for ReGen Nebula as the water elemental comes out and immediately will be cleared out before getting much, if any, value. Li Ming and the rest are going to be working on this Immortal. We do have pretty standard Li Ming builds. She's not going to be going into sort of race potential with the Seeker missiles or not Calamity, excuse me, the Glass Cannon at level 7 and 13 respectively. Could see the Mirror Ball for just more magic missiles, but Seeker at level 7 is really, really good. Greymane goes in for the big damage, and ETC will be falling. No Mosh Pit utilized right there. Bristle so low, does go down, and Greymane is just jumping through the enemy's health bars. This is going to be Janet down with nearly 5,000 on that baseline quest. Another Immortal to go over to the side of ReGen Nebula. At least that's my assumption, as there's 3 dead on the opposing side, and there is all the members of ReGen Nebula ready to go for the race. Personally, I think this is Tyranda's best map because she can Hunter's Mark the Immortal. I would say this is probably one of her best maps, absolutely. I would agree with you. I think Tyranda has a lot of... I feel like Tyranda is, like, underutilized. And I know there's the argument, and I would make this argument too. There are a lot of really good healers out there. Brightwing, Deckard Cain, Stukov, Lucio. All of these heroes healers are so strong in their own right. But I think Tyranda's got a lot of really good utility. Maybe she's just a little bit more difficult to play. Maybe you play her in more of like a double support composition. Maybe you grab like a support like Zarya, and you grab a healer like Tyranda, and then you go in with that. That could work really well as well. But I mean, to be honest, as we look at it right now, ReGen Nebula is doing a fantastic job with this Tyranda, and I think just really well played so far. That's the biggest compliment I can give, as we do have a massive follow-up. And that's the other thing too, is the follow-up or the setup to all of these kills are so easy. Jet Propulsion from Blaze, Taunt from Varian, and Jet Propulsion is a point and click, but it's pretty easy to land that. I wouldn't say it's pretty easy, but it's not. It's an easier skill shot because I feel like it's very forgiving. But even then, Varian has a point and click stun. Tyranda just puts the reticle right where Varian is, and that seems to be a lockdown consistently. As that is going to be ETC getting just stun locked. Man, oh man, his soup is going to be going down. Bristleclaw getting low, Curse Bullet goes out. Immortal is clapping onto the core right now as 3 members of 6thSense have already fallen, and that'll be game number 1 going over to ReGen Nebula. 13 minutes and 15 seconds. Fairly dominant from our ReGen crew. Taunt, Lunar Flare, Li Ming is disgusting. I agree. It is disgusting. But I do want to give kudos to ReGen Nebula for executing on that composition extremely well. Drafting is one thing, executing is another, and they drafted and executed on this map. Will Jaina finish baseline stacking? Nope. Nope. Tyrande does less than average healing, but more of Swiss Army knife value. She brings stun, scouting, armor, and reduction. I mean, I'm just saying the stats don't lie. I always lose my bandit bucks. Remind me never to go gambling with you, Brian. When you eventually make your way to Tahoe, remind me we should go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not good at gambling either. I'm awful at it. I mostly just go for the free drinks. And like, it, you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. Stats may not lie, but you also can't heal that burst. But if your team just counteracts the burst always, there's no burst that exists, Marbuckle. Just don't get bursted, forehead. How you doing today, bud? I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's been a fun day of casting. We're not done by any means. That was only map 1 in our 3rd best of 3. White Mane could do it. Yeah, but White Mane can't throw out birds. White Mane doesn't have birds. Pretty good payout for the doubters. 1 to 5.31. Tyrande brings a lot of healing, actually. It's all mid-fight healing. Yeah, I feel like if Kaimo Tripson was in chat, he'd be able to give us... he'd have a lot to say about Tyrande healing. Exclamation point owl in chat. Don't make me choose between White Mane and Tyrande. Don't. Just play both. Boom. Easy. GG. Next question. Oh, wait, Stark, don't do that one. No! Oh, no. We compliment the boy, and then we ruin the boy. Oh, man. All right, let's pull it on back. Hey, Ninja, what's up, bud? How's your Wednesday go? How's your Wednesday going, bud? But I can't play both at the same time. Can you? Just get 2 computers, 2 accounts, 2 keyboards, 2 mice. Boom. Done. Next question. Double supports. Yeah, I'm right there with you, bud. I'm right there with you. I think double support compositions can be really, really cool, but I do believe they can be a little boring. Not as bad as what was it, Goats in Overwatch League? Apparently there's something going around about Overwatch League. Like, there was like some big caster tweeting today about how he's not gotten picked up for the upcoming season or something like that. Let me check something.
You up for some cake?
Whoa!
Later, buddy?
Valk, thank you for the raid. How was your stream, my friend? What did you get up to? Let's see. What did you get up to? Thank you for the raid. How are your Heroes of the Storm games? Like, bruh, do you need to win that badly? I mean, yes. Storm League points matter so much, mama. When I go to the bar, I go out and brag. I'm like, yeah, I'm gold 4. And it's just like, I get swooned by just like everyone's just like, oh my god, you're such a good gamer. The thing is, no one at the bar knows that silver 4 is not that good. I just tell everyone that silver's like the top tier rank. No, I don't go to the bar and talk about my rank because no one talks to me at the bar. Alrighty, we're gonna be heading to Tomb of the Spider Queen, and there's a Kael'thas. He's not gonna be going Convection, but he is gonna be going Regeneration Globes, so we'll make a Twitch prediction for that. How many level 1 stacks for KT at end? Let's see. We're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's do 40 or more. 39 or less. That seems fair for Tomb of the Spider Queen, right? 40 or more, 39 or less. When was the last time the MMR/ranking system in HOTS was updated? Probably when we had the tower changes. So probably 2018, 2019, early 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Because at BlizzCon 2018. They announced a bunch of stuff. We didn't have a BlizzCon in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, right? Wait, oh, I don't have a BlizzCon mug around me. I think it was when the tower is when we had the experience changes and stuff like that. And I think we had some changes into like how stacking worked for Storm League, if I'm not mistaken. 2019, I think, was the last year, or 2018. I think it was announced in 2018 at BlizzCon and implemented in 2019 after BlizzCon. I'm pretty sure that was the order of operations. Wood League for the win? Hell yeah. It's above Wood Division, that's all you need to know. Oh, yeah, there you go. No one asked me about my MMR. Alrighty. Are you wearing your CCL swag to the bar too? I have. I wear, like, I have a bunch of band t-shirts. Like, today I'm wearing a Black Dahlia Murder t-shirt. But, like, I'll go to the bar in, like, a StarCraft t-shirt. I don't care. Like, I really don't care if people judge me. My job is to talk about video games and play them for a living. And I am actually a little proud of that, so. But I'm also very lucky because I have all of you, and you're an amazing community. And so let's go ahead. And let's jump into another game. Let's go ahead and jump into another game between these two teams. I'm going to go ahead and pull everything up, and I'll start the game. I'll get us in there, and then I'll start the prediction after introducing the teams. Because on the left-hand side, we have ReGen Nebula up in... Oh, I meant to hit the play button. Wait, did things break? There we go. On the left-hand side, we have ReGen Nebula. We have got Anub'arak, Rhaegar, Tychus, Hogger, and Orphea. Over on the side of 6thSense, we have got Kael'thas, Blaze, Maiev, Stukov, and Imperius. And as I said, let's go ahead and start the Twitch prediction. How many level 1 stacks for Kael'thas by the end of the game? Kael'thas is going to be going into Mana Attic, so it's an uncapped quest.
Battle begins in 10 seconds.
I'm never sure, is Plastic Leaf above or below Wood League? We've actually had this discussion, I believe.
5.
I would say Plastic League is below Wood League because wood is more valuable of a resource than plastic. Well, I say that, but I would put it that way. I think wood is a better resource than plastic. I think, like, so that's how I'd put it. I wear my CCL shirt and mask on San Diego. Hell yeah, Nancy. All right, well, there you go. You got time for some Twitch predictions. Get them on in, chat. Get some big bets in. I know you wanted predictions. You asked for them earlier, so you better start betting. You better start betting as the Celestial Charge from Piers does connect onto one. Gravity Blast from Kael'thas does not. We do have the Rhaegar actually able to get into Wolf Run, and he's able to back away. Was in a little bit of a precarious position, but not that bad. Hogger already in bottom lane, soaking out. Anub'arak in top to do the same. Maiev comes in with the Spirit of Vengeance. She does have that level 1 Pursuit of Vengeance for the Umbra Bind cooldown. Each hero talent by the... But yeah, okay. I thought I had it backwards. I thought it was hitting people with the Spirit of Vengeance, but it's the Umbra Bind gives you cooldown reduction on Spirit of Vengeance. I'm Bush League. That's lower than Wood. Trying to think of what would be lower than Wood. Cement League, because it takes you down to the bottom. Cement League is probably the lowest. There you go. That's that because it's such a heavy weight. And then you could do like Coal League, because coal is considered like I mean it's a useful resource, but it's considered like not very healthy and good. Rock League, yeah, Rock League. There you go, Rock League. The Rock League kind of sounds cool, I'm not gonna lie. Sounds like it's like, oh yeah, I'm in Rock League. It's like, oh cool, what instrument do you play? So, Kael'thas, 5 stacks already on the level 1. 5 stacks already, as this is just gonna be... I'm waiting for any sort of major engagement. Ground League, Bedrock League. Bedrock League would actually be a good one. Did you play in Bush League? I played in Bush League, actually. I also casted Bush League with Cat Peach. God, those are some good times. Trying to say the team name that was based off of Kael'thas, the fellow Minishal. There's like a highlight reel of Cat Peach and I trying to say it, and also a bunch of other random stuff. Man, Bush League was a good time. Bush League was such a fun time. The good old days. But anyways, 1-0 in kills, 5-4 in our levels. ReGen Nebula really starting to jump ahead in experience early into Tomb of the Spider Queen, but I think there's still a lot of experience to be had in lanes. Sheev steps in the bush, sees the Imperius, and immediately says, nope, I don't want to be here anymore. Or if you're going to be hearthing back to get full mana, she was a little bit low in that department. You can actually see that bar jumping back up as she will rotate out from the Hall of Storms. I played in Share League and NGS. I played in Share League. I never played in NGS, and I played a little bit in Bush League. Big Spirit of Vengeance in, and Umbral Bind from the Maiev, and she gets the tether in, and Uberak does go down. Imperius and the rest are looking for more. They're all lining up. Any Celestial Charge available? I'm surprised that they didn't go for the Celestial Charge. It is in front of the gate, but I feel like there's still enough damage to burst down one extra hero, as the turn-in is going to be happening. They have enough for the full Webweaver summon, as it's going to be 12 necessary to get the said turn-in. Who's got that? It's actually split between Kael'thas, Blaze, and the Imperius, as the Kael'thas needs to get 1 in, and Blaze needs to get his 6, Imperius needs to get his 5. I always enjoy listening to you trying to keep all the Randy Newman straight. That is one of my favorite casting challenges, because the Randy Newmans are always difficult to kind of keep straight and also convey what's happening in the game. Maybe we look for a Randy Newman game after this best of 3. I have not casted a Randy Newman game this season. Oh, goodbye, Hogger. That'll be another kill over to the side of 6thSense, who's starting to build some momentum here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Kael'thas enters into his 8th stack. My new tattoo has gone from oh my heck I itch to please peel me. You know what my go-to thing is for any tattoo in any stage is just you slap it. You lightly slap it. I feel like that has always been the easiest. ReGen Nebula gonna get a little revenge in bottom lane. That is not what you want on the side of 6thSense, as they will be losing their Blaze as the Webweaver phase comes out, which means Hogger gets free clear in bottom, someone could get free clear in mid, and top lane will be the only thing that is worrisome. But actually, since the Blaze is down, this is just a push up in top, rotate to mid, maybe find some aggression here, while the enemy ReGen Nebula is split across the map. You been trying that? I have the itch to get a new tattoo so bad. I've wanted to get a new tattoo for like a year at this point. And I think the one I'm going to get is very, very cheap. I have money saved for it, so I have money put aside. So I think I'll go right as the snowboard season ends. Getting a tattoo in snowboarding is just annoying. I'm not getting anything major, but still. I get one a year. I used to be like that. I used to be like one every 6 months or so, but honestly, just like finding time lately is very difficult to go and schedule all that. Also, it's the ski season, as I mentioned, so. Either way, let's go ahead and see what happens here, as we do have the chase onto Blaze a little bit. The turn-in does happen from ReGen Nebula. Big Umbral Bind from the Maiev. Lurking Arm from the Stukov. He's got that low blow, but everyone on the side of ReGen Nebula backs away. That's going to be a kill onto the Imperius. Blaze comes in with the Jet Propulsion. Hogger's got a pretty good bounce. He's actually in a great spot to knock back the enemies. Kael'thas does get hit into the wall. 11 stacks on his Arcane Barrier, so he doesn't have the activatable. Orphea gets the auto. Oh my god, I can't... And Tychus, damage over time from Melting Point. Wasn't expecting that one. I've had a hard time putting stickers on something much less permanent tattoo on my person. I want one someday though. Yeah, it's a hard decision. I usually think of like whatever idea I want. I think about it for at least 6 to 12 months and be like, okay, it's been 6 to 12 months. Do I still want this? And I've wanted the Donkey Kong Country tattoo for the longest time, and then I've always wanted a Final Fantasy VII Meteorite as well. Those are the two that I constantly come back to. So eventually those will be done. But in the meantime, ReGen Nebula continuing to push up through the top lane with the Webweaver phase sitting around quarter of the bar. My friend got a full half-sleeve size Spider-Man tattoo, which is almost one-to-one modern comic book style. Nice, ISO. You know, sometimes, you know how many times I forget I have one? It freaks me out. Really? Damn. I don't think I've ever forgotten about a tattoo. I'm pretty cognizant of the ones that I have. Now here, I know we're distracted, but I'm curious. Does anybody else get raised tattoos randomly? Like the ink raises out of your skin a little bit? I've talked to like a bunch of different artists, and some say it's the ink, some say it's temperature, some say it's humidity, some say it's the barometric pressure that does it as well. There's a couple tattoos on my back that the ink raises out, and it's from different artists as well. Different artists, different states, and the ink will raise out on some days. It's really, really weird. But like most of my other ones don't. It's only on my back. Sudden 3D tattoo. No, literally, yeah. Pyroblast from Kael'thas onto the Tychus, and he's going to run straight into that. Did get a little bit of spell. I might have gotten some spell armor right before it. I'm not 100% sure if the spell armor was there. It's the phase of that moon that does it. I mean, the phase of the moon could do it because the phase of the moon changed the tidal shifts and then the barometric. I'm just kidding. But I've been like I've had a couple tattoo artists say it's the barometric pressure. As someone who does not want such tattoos, I am both concerned and find it fascinated by this discussion. Why concerned? Gray man tattoos? I don't get the reference, sorry. Water in the ink is drawn towards the moon. See, there you go. ISO knows. ISO knows. 4 more gems are necessary for a turn-in from the side of ReGen Nebulas. We are totally focused in on the game that is at hand. 21 stacks for the Kael'thas. Doubters, and I would say anyone's probably feeling good on the Kael'thas prediction. 5-2 in kills. Like it could be. It could be a fast game. It could be a drawn-out game. That's the beauty of Team of the Spider Queen. It's one or the other. It's never in between. Oh my God, that's an Eternal Feast that's gonna get quite a few procs. Kael'thas does go down as the grenade over the wall will be onto the Maiev. She goes down as well. And Tomb was utilized. Excuse me, the Buried Alive, not Buried Alive, god dang it, the Cocoon! Utilized onto the Imperious Blaze, trying to back away, but bite from the Rhaegar, and then some extra damage will come through, and he will find the kill. There is enough for that turn-in, as I was talking about, and I think ReGen Nebula will turn around and get those 5 turned in from the Hogger.
The blue team has done as I asked.
Ink rising in skin does not sound safe and normal at all. I mean, literally when you get tattooed, I've had plasma literally leaking out of my body. I had a tattoo on my ankle, and it's pretty normal to have like a little bit of blood drip out and stuff like that. But I literally had like black coming out from the tattoo, and I called the artist. He's like, "Oh, that's pretty normal. It's plasma." And then I talked to another artist in a different shop, and he's like, "No, it's pretty common to have just plasma leak out of your body." You're making it sound worse? No, I mean it's just part of it. It's part of the healing process. You're essentially damaging your skin, and then you're forcing your skin not to heal properly. That is essentially the healing process for a tattoo. You purposefully do not heal your skin correctly. You wash it so it doesn't scab over. You're putting moisturize on it so it doesn't start to scab either. Like, it's a lot of that stuff. It's very, very fascinating, actually, the medical side that goes into the healing process. Because there's so many fascinating changes that come into healing processes. But that's a big Eternal Feast from the Orpheus, as the Angelic Garment will be used by the Imperious. He tries to back away, but hit with a Cocoon time. Commandeer Odin coming out from this Tychus says there's a Warden's Cage, a bunker. Everything in between is thrown out right now. Ancestor Healing will connect onto Murda as the Jet Propulsion from Blaze does not connect onto an enemy. We will be seeing some good body blocking attempted. Nice staggering blow into the wall. That's a chomp from Orphea, and the Blaze does go down. Meanwhile, the top lane Webweaver has collapsed on this keep, and that will go down to the massive wave that's in this top lane. Bottom lane cleared out, and so what does ReGen Nebula do here? They've got a potential to go for a keep through mid. Will they look to end? Blaze dead for 15 seconds. My finger tattoo? Yeah, exactly. It's pretty, like, I've known tattoo artists who tell you to leave, like, the wrapping on your tattoo for 24 hours because it basically, it sits in your plasma and your blood and actually helps heal a little bit better, since it is it helps heal the ink and everything, but it doesn't let your skin coagulate and all that kind of stuff. Just fascinating. Really, really interesting stuff. I think a lot of people look at tattoo artists and are like, oh, they just know how to put ink into skin. It's like, no, there's like so many things that go into being a tattoo artist. Please note that your tattoo may turn into 3-dimensional or leak black plasma black emo plasma at random. It's not at random intervals. It's just during the healing process. Typically within the first 24 to 48 hours of getting a tattoo, some people will leak plasma. Did you know that orthodontic braces literally break your jawbone? Really? I had braces. They just slowly tighten the different wires as you know, every 3 months, I think it was. I think I had to go every 3 months to the dentist and get the wires tightened. Maybe it was every month. I can't remember, honestly. Huh, that's fascinating. I didn't know that. Alrighty. We'll burrow in from the Anubarak. That Blaze was trying to get away. You could hear the jet propulsion winding up, but he's not able to utilize it. There's going to be some slows on the Soup Kitchen, who's just trying to back away. Gets hit with the Cocoon. There's a bunker down from Blaze that's going to end, and Blaze will be shredded. The Cocoon is shredded, so is the Blaze, turned and available to the side of ReGen Nebula. You have 11, counting the radiation tattoos? Oh my god. It's interesting. It's also interesting how people count their tattoos. Like, do you count, do you count the individual ones you got? Do you count it as one big piece? Like, how do you break it down? It's perfectly normal for your tattoo to bleed, leak plasma, raise skin, shriek, raise the dead, total body hair loss during the healing process. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Boss plus Webweaver is going to be coming in through the top lane. Is this enough to end the game for ReGen Nebula? It's going straight to core. Oh, Kael'thas is caught out of position. He's going to go down in that rotation. I think he might have been stepping out to grab regeneration globes there.
Team's core is under attack.
While the broken part heals. Oh, interesting. That tightener makes you break your jaw even more. I did not know that. Whoa, Orphea, I look away and her health bar just gets shredded by the Maievan crew. That will be a trade overall on the mages, but here's the thing. We got a boss and we got a Webweaver on core. Can we talk about what's happening over here on the right-hand side? I know there's some high APM to try and get back to this core, but ReGen Nebula, they know they're conditioned to win, and it's through this top lane, and that fight is going to be the signifier of the end, as we do have map number 2 going over the side of ReGen Nebula. They take the series 2. Oh, GG, well played. Oops.